Have you ever considered how your mental health impacts your daily life? It's a fundamental aspect of our overall well-being, influencing how we think, feel, and act. It shapes our interactions and experiences, playing a vital role in our daily lives. Around the globe, October 10th is recognized as Mental Health Day. It's a day dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues and advocating for better mental health care. A day when we pause to acknowledge the significance of our psychological well-being. But here's the thing. Mental health is not a topic to be confined to a single day. Its importance is far-reaching and persistent. It's not just about October 10th, it's about every day. Every single day, we need to prioritize our mental health, to take care of our minds just as we do our bodies. Because after all, mental health isn't just for one day, it's a priority every single day. Despite the strides we've made, why does the stigma surrounding mental health still persist? It's a question we must grapple with as we delve into the state of mental health today. Indeed, we've come a long way in recognizing the importance of mental health, and yet, the shadows of societal taboos continue to loom large. Conditions like anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia are not rare anomalies. They are a part of our global reality, affecting millions of people. Yet they often lurk in the corners, unaddressed, underreported, shrouded by the silence of stigma. The lack of access to mental health services further compounds the issue, making it harder for those affected to seek the help they need. We must remember mental health conditions are not personal failings or signs of weakness. They are health issues, just like any physical condition, and they should not go unaddressed or underreported. How has the pandemic affected our mental well-being? The COVID-19 pandemic has served as a stark reminder of how integral mental health is to our overall well-being. As we navigated through unprecedented times, the world witnessed an upsurge in feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. Lockdowns and social isolation, coupled with economic hardships, have added layers of stress and uncertainty to our lives. The constant fear of the virus has left many grappling with increased anxiety and distress. It is a clear-cut revelation. The state of our mental health can make a world of difference in how we respond to life's challenges. This surge in mental health concerns underscores the pressing need for mental health to be a central concern in public health policies. We must ensure that people have access to the necessary resources and support, not just during a crisis, but at all times. Mental health is not a luxury, but a necessity, especially in these challenging times. What's one of the biggest barriers to improving mental health? It's the stigma that's often attached to it. This stigma, deeply embedded in our societies, creates a silent barrier that hampers the path to recovery. It's like an invisible chain, making individuals feel isolated, misunderstood, and often judged. It discourages them from seeking help, sharing their struggles, and reaching out to others. But imagine a world where we can openly talk about our mental health, just like we discuss our physical health. A world where expressing our feelings doesn't lead to discrimination, but to understanding. That's what we aim for, isn't it? To break these chains, we need to cultivate empathy and foster open conversations about mental health. We need to understand that mental health issues are not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. They're a part of the human experience. When we normalize mental health discussions, we create a supportive environment, an environment where everyone feels safe to seek help when needed. How accessible is mental health care around the world? That's a question we should all be asking ourselves, as the answer is, unfortunately, not as positive as we'd like it to be. In many parts of the world, access to mental health care remains a significant challenge. Countries, both developed and developing, struggle to provide adequate mental health services to their communities. This lack of availability leaves millions of individuals without the necessary treatment options they need to manage their mental health conditions effectively. Imagine being trapped in a maze with no clear exit sign. That's how it can feel for individuals who desperately need mental health care but have no access to it. They're left navigating a complex and often confusing system, trying to find help that seems elusive. In some regions, the scarcity of mental health professionals exacerbates this issue. There simply aren't enough trained professionals to meet the demand, resulting in long waiting times and unmet needs. And for those who manage to find a mental health provider, the cost of therapy, medication, and other treatments can be prohibitively expensive, creating another barrier to accessing care. But we can't talk about accessibility without addressing the stigma that often surrounds mental health. This stigma can make it even harder for individuals to seek help. They may fear being judged, misunderstood, or discriminated against, adding another layer of complexity to an already challenging situation. So, what can we do to change this? Advocacy is key. We need to raise our voices, demanding better mental health services for all. We have to fight for policies that prioritize mental health care, increase funding for mental health services, and ensure that these services are accessible to everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic status. We also need to support initiatives that aim to bring mental health services to underserved communities. This could involve teletherapy services, community-based mental health programs, or even training community members to provide basic mental health support. Remember, mental health care is not a luxury, it's a fundamental human right, and it's time we treated it as such. Every individual deserves access to proper mental health treatment, and it's up to us to make sure that becomes a reality. How can we promote mental health in our daily lives? In our journey towards better mental health, we must recognize the importance of self-care and emotional well-being. They form the cornerstone of our mental resilience, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with balance and grace. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself, though that can be a part of it. It's about dedicating time and energy to tend to your own needs, to recharge and rejuvenate. This might mean taking a moment each day to breathe deeply, to quiet the mind, or to engage in an activity that brings you joy. Stress management is another critical aspect of self-care. In our fast-paced world, stress can feel like a constant companion, but learning to manage stress effectively can prevent it from spiraling into anxiety or depression. This might involve relaxation techniques like yoga or meditation, or it could be as simple as taking a walk in nature or reading a book. Maintaining healthy relationships is also instrumental in promoting mental health. We are social creatures after all, and our connections with others can bring us great joy and fulfillment. It's essential to nurture these relationships, to communicate openly, to listen, and to be heard. Engaging in physical activity is another key component of self-care. The mind and body are interconnected, and physical health can have a profound effect on mental well-being. Regular exercise can boost mood, reduce stress, and improve sleep, all of which contribute to better mental health. And finally, practicing mindfulness can help us stay grounded in the present moment, reducing feelings of anxiety and stress. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, cultivating a sense of peace and acceptance. Remember, self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. It's about making your mental health a priority, about listening to your body and mind, and taking steps to nourish them. Every day is an opportunity to prioritize self-care and emotional health. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can promote mental health, not just on Mental Health Day, but every single day. How does mental health affect our relationships with loved ones? Mental health issues don't exist in a vacuum. They ripple through our relationships, affecting families, friendships, and entire communities. When one person struggles with their mental health, it can create waves of concern, confusion, and even fear in those who care about them. It's crucial to remember that support is a powerful tool in the face of these challenges. It's not about having all the answers or fixing the problem. It's about being there, offering a listening ear, a comforting word, a moment of your time. It's about acknowledging their struggle, validating their feelings, and reminding them that they're not alone. Guiding them towards professional help can also be a vital part of this process. Encouragement and assistance to access resources can be transformative, opening doors to treatment and recovery. Your support can make a significant difference in someone's life. So let's pledge to stand by our loved ones, to hold space for their struggles, and to walk alongside them on their mental health journey. Why should we limit mental health awareness to one day? A single day is not enough to address the magnitude of mental health issues that plague our society. It's essential that every day, we give mental health the attention it deserves. This means consistently working towards breaking down the stigma surrounding mental health. A society that is open to discussions about mental health is a society that fosters healing and understanding. Improving access to mental health care is another critical step. We must advocate for mental health policies that reach all corners of our world, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their location or economic status, can receive the help they need. But it's not only about healthcare systems, it's also about personal care. Every day is an opportunity to practice self-awareness, prioritize self-care, and support those around us who may be struggling. By understanding, empathizing, and supporting, we can create a world where mental health is treated with the same importance as physical health.